Could tight end Michael Mayer really be on the move to the Miami Dolphins? Sounds crazy, right? But stay with me, because the signs are starting to add up. But before we break it all down, a quick huddle. If you live and breathe Raiders football, make sure to subscribe, tap that like button, and smash the bell icon so you never miss a moment of insider news. Now, back to the field. Let's get into it. Here's what we know. Credible reports suggest the Dolphins are aggressively looking to fill their tight end gap. After sending Jonnu Smith to Pittsburgh, Miami is on the hunt. And yes, they've had their eyes on Michael Mayer for a while now. Respected NFL voices like Tom Pelissero and Omar Kelly have both hinted that Miami is talking to multiple teams. And guess what? The Raiders' name keeps popping up. Omar even noted Mayer has caught Miami's attention, despite some early hurdles in Vegas. The numbers make sense too. He's set to earn a very manageable $1.66 million in 2025 and $2 million in 2026. That's not all. The Dolphins are also exploring help at cornerback, which could open up a bigger conversation between these two teams. So the question is, should the Raiders consider this move, or is Mayer too valuable to let go? Now, here's the real question, Raider Nation. Do you hold on to Michael Mayer, or make the bold move and let him go? It's a tough call, but one the front office might already be leaning toward. Let's break it down. All offseason long, Mayer's name has been quietly echoing through the trade rumor mill. No official word, no blockbuster headlines. But behind closed doors, the calls are happening. Multiple NFL teams have shown interest, and while the Raiders aren't openly shopping Mayer, they are picking up the phone. Smart teams always listen, and Vegas is no different. Now, let's talk numbers. If Mayer is traded, the Raiders would clear around $1.6 million in cap space, while only taking on a small hit of $943,000. Financially, it's not a huge burden, but it gives the front office some flexibility to strengthen other areas of the roster. But here's the kicker, and probably the biggest reason Mayer could be on the move. Brock Bowers is the future. The rookie is already making waves, and it's no secret the Raiders drafted him to be the #1 guy at tight end. Mayer knows this. Even if he plays his heart out, he's no longer the priority in Vegas. But in Miami, he could be the guy. And that's not all. The Raiders also added serious depth at tight end in free agency, including Ian Thomas, a physical blocker, and Quadir Ishmael, a hybrid weapon who can line up as both a tight end and a wide receiver. Vegas even brought in 2 undrafted athletes with real potential. Put all this together, and it's clear. The tight end room is crowded, and Mayer's future in Vegas is uncertain. Let's be real. Teams don't chase just any player. So, why exactly would a team like the Dolphins go after Michael Mayer? Here's the answer. Raw talent and untapped potential. Mayer was the 35th overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, a selection many believed should have come in the first round. In fact, across the league, he was widely viewed as one of the most NFL-ready tight ends coming out of Notre Dame. Even now, with uncertainty surrounding his role in Vegas, scouts still compare him to Jason Witten, one of the most reliable tight ends the league has ever seen. Mayer might not wow you with highlight plays, but he brings consistency, football IQ, and toughness, all the things a playoff contender like Miami would want in a building block. And here's the part that makes this situation even more intriguing. Mayer is now heading into his 3rd coaching regime in just 3 seasons. That kind of instability can stunt any young player's development. But place him in a stable, well-schemed offense, he could explode. Now, let's address the unspoken factor in many NFL moves: connections, relationships, ties that go beyond the field. There's been long-standing speculation about behind-the-scenes links between the Raiders and Dolphins. And yes, Tom Brady's name always finds its way into that conversation. Brady's well-documented friendship with Dolphins owner Stephen Ross goes all the way back to their time at Michigan. And though Brady isn't under center anymore, his influence in certain front offices remains very real. The truth? Deals in the NFL don't just happen because of stats or cap space. They happen because of who knows who. And when the names Ross, Brady, and Michigan all align behind closed doors, don't be surprised when big moves start to happen. The deeper you look, the more this potential trade feels less like speculation and more like a deal waiting for the right moment. Let's unpack a few of the under-the-radar connections fueling this fire. First off, Tom Brady's influence in Miami runs deeper than most fans realize. Not only does he have a strong relationship with Dolphins owner Stephen Ross, but he's also tight with minority owner Bruce Beal. These aren't just surface-level friendships. These are powerful, long-standing alliances. And in the NFL, when the guys who sign the checks want something to happen, it usually does. If Brady were to casually say, "Hey, what do you think about Michael Mayer?" that conversation would carry real weight. It's not about tampering anymore. It's about influence, and this offseason, it's clear that anything is possible. Now, let's zoom in on something smaller, but still relevant. Coaching ties, Dolphins tight ends. Coach John Embry once worked alongside John Spytek, currently a key voice in Miami's front office, during their time with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It was only one season, 2016. But in this league, even 1 year of trust can go a long way. When teams explore deals, they often start with people they know. Familiarity builds trust, and when you're weighing trade options across the league, it's only natural to call someone you've worked with before. So, between the executive connections, ownership ties, and even the coaching overlap, this Miami-Vegas dialogue feels more real by the day. And here's one more wrinkle. The Dolphins were already interested in Mayer back in the 2023 NFL Draft. That's been confirmed by several reports. And sometimes, when a team misses out on their guy the first time, they circle back later. Maybe now is that moment. Here's something worth thinking about: Raider Nation. And it might just change how you see this whole situation. If you search back to the 2023 NFL Draft coverage, you'll find plenty of reports from Miami beat writers linking the Dolphins to Michael Mayer. They liked him, a lot. But here's the twist. Miami lost their first-round pick that year due to league sanctions. That pick, it would have been 21st overall, right in the range where Mayer was expected to go. So, the question becomes, would the Dolphins have drafted Mayer at 21 if they still had that pick? We'll never know. But it's clear the interest was real, and it hasn't gone away. Think about it. The head coach is the same, the tight ends coach is the same, and both were reportedly in favor of bringing Mayer to Miami back then. Fast forward to now, with those same coaches still calling the shots, and the opportunity to finally land him might feel like unfinished business. There's no one clear path for how a deal could unfold. It could involve draft picks, player-for-player swaps, or something more complex. But what matters most is this. The Dolphins want Mayer, and the Raiders know it. Now, here's where things get real, because while many fans would love to keep Mayer in Vegas, every player has a price. If Miami comes calling with the right offer, it'll be hard for the Raiders front office to ignore, especially with Brock Bowers stepping into the TE1 role. Yes, Mayer could still have a strong season under Chip Kelly's offensive system. And yes, he's been getting more involved during camp. But this is the NFL. And in a league driven by timing and leverage, the right deal at the right time can flip a roster fast. So ask yourself, if Miami offers something too good to pass up, do you make the move? Or hold the line and double down on Mayer's development in silver and black? Let's talk trade value, because not every offer is worth picking up the phone for. Rumors are flying about what the Raiders could realistically get if they chose to move Michael Mayer. And let's just say, some of the suggestions are borderline disrespectful. One floated scenario, a 2026 fifth-round pick from Miami. That's it. For a former top 40 draft pick with real upside, that's the kind of offer you politely decline, and then block the number. Another possible proposal involves the Dolphins sending over a fourth and sixth rounder, while the Raiders toss back a fifth. It's more realistic, especially since Miami holds 2 fourths in the upcoming draft, but still not the kind of deal that moves the needle. Let's be honest, Mayer still holds solid value. Yes, he's currently 2 touchdowns behind Brock Bowers. Yes, the Dolphins are clearly interested. And yes, Mayer might even prefer a fresh start where he can be the clear number 1 guy. But that doesn't mean the Raiders should settle. This isn't a clearance sale. The trade has to make sense for Las Vegas, not just for Mayer or Miami. The front office will need something meaningful in return. A fourth rounder might be the baseline, but pushing for something more, like a player or additional pick, should be the goal. There's also the emotional side. Fans love Mayer's potential, but deep down, they also know what's coming. As long as Bowers is healthy, Mayer won't be TE1 in Vegas. That reality lowers his on-field value in silver and black, but raises his attractiveness to other teams, especially one that already wanted him back in the 2023 and now has a roster hole to fill. So if a trade happens, here's what it likely looks like. Vegas gets a solid mid-round return, clears cap space, and gives Mayer a shot to thrive elsewhere. Tough decision? Absolutely. But in the NFL, rosters evolve. Smart teams know when to let go.